The drifter feels like his life is chaos. He can't even wake up early anymore. And even if he does, he just jumps right back in bed. The drifter scrolls and sees these people on the internet so productive. Looks like it's so easy for them, but why not him? Why is this so hard for him? What is he doing wrong? The drifter copes, scrolls, and never makes any significant change in his life. Then there's the player who's logged into the game of life. He knows even if he doesn't feel like waking up early, he has set systems in place so it doesn't require much effort to level up and win. And because it requires less effort, he has the opportunity to level up faster inside the game of life. And so can you. You see, we live in a chaotic society. We don't really know how to be organized. We're so distracted, we're ruminating, we're overthinking about this or that. Our minds are stimulated. Why is it so hard for us to get organized? And how come we constantly feel like we're falling behind, like we can't be productive, like it's like the hardest thing in the world? It really isn't. Being productive and setting up systems is as simple as taking the right actions, setting up things in a way for you to flawlessly win. On my self-improvement journey, I always felt like I was left behind. I was falling behind. I would go on social media, I would see these people doing really good. They're really productive, they're really motivating, etc. But then I look at my life, I'm like, how come I can't do that in my life? Why is this so hard for me, but so easy for them? And I figured out I was doing things all wrong. My whole environment was set up in a way for me to lose, and it wasn't set up in a right way for me to win and to do things effortlessly. So in this video, what we're going to talk about is how you can set up your life, set systems in place so you can level up faster. And when I say systems, it doesn't really mean like anything crazy. It's as simple as filling up your water bottle, putting it on your desk, so when you wake up in the morning, you have something to drink right away, so you're not falling back to sleep. It's as simple as that. But the definition we're going to use, I'm going to read off my computer. It says, a set of things working together as parts of a mechanism or an interconnecting network. This is a definition we're going to be using for system. So that could really mean anything working together to help you win, to help you level up. Most of the time, like you are just not aware of the systems that you can put in place or how it even works, or being aware that, oh, if I just move this here, then it will be more effortless than just putting something on the side. Like, I'm gonna give you another example. If I put my supplements out in the morning, set them up for each day of the week, guess what? I'm not gonna miss it because it's right there in front of me. It's easy, it's effortless. All I have to do is take the pill, take the supplements. Another example would be putting my phone across the room so I'm not waking up with my phone next to me. I can just hit the snooze button all day. I can wake up, I have to go across my room and then turn the alarm off, and then boom, I'm ready for my day. I'm ready to level up. I'm not going back into bed. And so how can we start adding systems into our life? It is as simply as first analyzing, what does our life look like, or what do we want our life to look like? When you wake up in the morning, how do you want it to be? Do you want to do a morning routine? Do you want to get straight to work? Do you want to be more organized? Do you want to have time of solitude? It really is subjective, and this really is a preference when it comes to creating systems in the first place. What do you want? What are the outcomes that you want in life? So let's first look at what you do now, right? Or do you have trouble waking up early? Do you have trouble being productive, staying focused on your work? Do you have trouble going to the gym? When you see the problem, when you connect to, okay, what do I want to be more productive at? You look at that and be like, okay, how can I build a system? How can I make this more easy for me to do? Because it's really all about positioning. Another great example that I use as a system is a habit tracker. What does that really do? If I have the habit tracker out, I have all my habits lined up and it's right there, right in front of me all day long whenever I'm in my room, then I have no choice but to fill it out. And the shame of me marking the habit red is enough for me to make a change and to do the habit that I have to do. Regardless if I wake up late or I have something during the day, I have things to do. It's to fill out the habit trackers. And if I mark off green on the habit tracker, boom, I can start leveling up and winning. And that's all I have to do. All I have to focus on is the habit tracker. That's a system that allows me to flawlessly win. And so to set up systems, let's look at it like this, right? A director of a play has to set up the stage in order for him to perform and act, for the actors to come out and play and perform the scenes in the movies, etc., whatever he's filming. That's the same way with your journey, your work that you have to do with everything that's set up around you. It's so easy. It can actually be so much more easier for you if you just set up the stage in the right way for you to act and for you to perform. For example, when I wake up in the morning and I have to go across my room to turn off my alarm, right? Even a system that I have in place is I have to solve math problems on my phone in order to turn an alarm off in the morning. So now what I'm doing is I wake up, I have to walk across my room, get out of bed, and I have to solve these problems. And I'll actually give you the app. It's called Alarmy that you could use for yourself. And what that allows me to do is, get my mind working, and it takes more time for me to get up and get situated. And what I do is I sit down on my bed, my water bottle is right next to me. Okay, now I'm solving these problems. I might as well drink the water. Now I'm awake. Now I have no choice but to be awake. And going back to bed is like, if I were to solve all those math problems, drink my water, and then go back to bed, it's like at that point the pain of going to bed and wasting my morning when I already kind of started it is less bearable now, because now I've started my day. I have to get started. Like it would be shame for me to really just go back to bed. So that's a system that I set in place to wake up early in the morning and then get up. I have no choice, right? It's so much more easier for me to start my day now. And then another favorite system of mine is maybe I sit down at my desk, I meditate, right? I meditate, and in front of me I have my journal, my Bible, I have my computer set up, so everything's here. I don't have to walk across the house. I don't have to go downstairs and fill up my water bottle now. I don't have to take any extra steps. It's all right there, boom. And this is where we set up the systems, because when you think of a system, you could probably think of some crazy contraption or something like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a simple self-improvement system that you can set up. So instead of putting your journal in a drawer, your habit tracker in a drawer, instead of just putting these things in a way that you need to now put an extra step there, it's an extra step of resistance that you need to take in order to achieve that said thing. Let's imagine, I'll give you another analogy. If you ever played the game Sims, or when I was in high school, I used to play this simulator. It was like a business simulator. It was like Sims, but it was more to make money and to build a career. What you would do is you set up the environment. What type of bed would that person sit on? Or where was his computer? Or how far would he have to walk to work or drive to work? Or how many bus tickets would he have to buy that week in order to get to work and not be broke? And so you set up this life and you set up the schedule for you to win. You set up the schedule to win. You set up the morning, the house, everything's nice and tidy and clean. Everything's organized. Okay, you sit here, you do this. You sit there, you do that. It's as simple as that. Placing things in spots to make it effortless. If you're a Sims character, if you really want to look at this thing like a video game, you look at yourself like you are the Sim character, and all you need to do is go to the thing, go to the said station for you to do that said task that you need to do. Now, what we're going to go into is my favorite systems that I've implemented myself that you can also implement in your own way. What you can do from this is take away the systems that I mentioned and tweak it in your own way that makes it work for you. So my first system that I put in place is my morning routines. And like I mentioned in the video, I wake up, go across my room, I turn the alarm off, I drink my water, and all of a sudden, I'm right there, my supplements and my morning routine. I fill up my water bottle with my chlorophyll, my lemon, my creatine, I take my supplements, it's all right there. I don't need to go downstairs. I don't need to take everything out and put them on my hand. Like everything's already set up in a way for me to do it effortlessly. It takes less time. That's a morning system that I put in place. And all of a sudden, my book, my journal, and my Bible are sitting right there. I'm like, you mean I don't need to take them out? I can just go right and do it, and it's effortless. I don't really need to do much about it. You see, that is a morning system I put in place. I set up my whole entire morning the night before, especially, so I can win the morning, win the night, win the morning. Because your nights trickle over into your morning. A lot of us, like, let's be honest, like, if we don't get a good morning, then the whole rest of the day is ruined. I used to get so mad at myself whenever I would sleep in 4 hours. It's 11 a.m. now. I missed the whole entire morning. I was trying to do some deep work or something like that, and I missed the whole entire thing. And now my whole day's ruined. I get all grumpy. I'm not focused in my work anymore. I don't do that anymore. Even if I do wake up late, I have systems put in place already for, okay, I know what to do. I'm not here being grumpy. I'm not here being mad at myself. I do the things anyway. One of the second systems that I'm going to be talking about is the habit tracking system. I talk about habit trackers a lot. I preach them a lot because they've helped me so much. I've been doing it for a year now. This month of August. I started it last August. I've officially hit a year of doing habit trackers. And let me tell you, now I can see my progress. Now I can actually see, okay, I'm growing here. Where have I been lacking here, lacking there? I've been in a rut here, and now I can fix it. Habit trackers is a system for me to do, like I said, if I wake up late or I have something that is in my schedule that pops up in there and it's random, but I can still work around it and do my habits that I need to do. And also too, if you really want to build a habit tracker, I'll put my guide in the link to the description that you can go follow to build your own habit tracker. But it's simply a system I put in place for me to win and level up faster. I don't need to ruminate and overthink about, okay, which habits have I done today? Which habits have I not? Because then you forget, I forgot to do that habit I need to do. No, there's none of that. No more overthinking, no more of this resistance. It's right there in front of you. You know what you need to do. Turn your brain off and just go do the task that you need to do. One of the next systems I put in place is right behind here. I have a desk, but it is actually a standing desk. And what this system does is allows me to not be sitting in my desk. Because what happened for me, whenever I would be in a meeting with someone, whenever I would want to script a video, whenever I want to watch YouTube, instead of sitting down and being more lazy and being comfortable, now I have to stand up. Now I'm more engaged. Whenever I do present to my private community, the guild, whenever I present to them a lecture or I'm having a one-on-one with someone, what happens then is I'm standing, I'm more engaged, I'm moving my hands, I'm moving around now, and I'm more energetic, and therefore my presentation to these people is so much better because I set the system in place for me to press the button and my desk raises all of a sudden. That is another example of a system that you can put in place. Now, the system is my lights in my room. Right now it's purple, but in the nighttime especially, on my computer I have a software called Flux. And what happens is, instead of turning off the blue light on your computer or your phone, it automatically sets so it starts to go down, the blue light starts to go down, and the other software lens goes on for my eyes not to be, have a bunch of blue light. Now all of a sudden I can't sleep, I'm rolling around in bed, I wake up late, my whole next day is ruined, and it all trickles over. It's a snowball effect. If I simply stop that and I have these systems put in place, I win. I can win easily. I can beat people who are falling behind because they don't have these systems put in place. Right here next to me, this light that you see on my face is a ring light. And that's right, I put this right next to my bed. So in the morning, as soon as I wake up, instead of me sitting in a dark room in the morning, I turn the light on. The bright, flashing ring light is in my face now. It's like, whoa, like it's almost as equivalent to the sun. Now I'm just sitting there with the light in my face. So I have no choice but to be awake and be alert. You see, the systems that I just mentioned are some examples of what I put in place to win. And also, what you can take from this is understand, okay, what is a system and how can I set up my space and my environment to win so I don't have to do much. So I'm not sitting there thinking what to do. You're ruminating, you're drifting, you're understanding, okay, what do I do next? You know what to do because it's all laid out in front of you because you set up yourself to win and level up. Now, the mindset behind the systems is to just show up, put in the reps. That's all you need to do, just show up to the system, get used to it. Because people want to say habits, right? I got this whole idea from the book Atomic Habits. I read it 2 years ago. A lot of people, they read Atomic Habits first thing when they want to hop on a self-improvement journey or they want to better their lives. That's the first book they pick up for some reason, but it is a really good book that teaches you about setting habits in the first place. That's where everyone kind of begins. And so if you get really good, imagine if you just mastered the art of putting in place systems and putting in habits that are effortless. Now you can change the actions whenever you want because you've mastered that technique of setting systems so it is effortless. You're not falling behind. You're not walking around with a crutch anymore, right? You know what to do. And what you do is with these systems, you just show up and let these systems take you to gain the XP, to win, to level up, etc. And so the last bonus that I'm actually going to give you is a identity shift. This is something I just really want to mention with habits and taking actions because a lot of people, they get so caught up in the actions itself. Oh, it's something that I don't really want to do. That is the wrong way to look at habits. Look at habits as an extension of your identity. All of a sudden, you look at yourself as a person who, I just do these things now. I wake up in the morning and I like to journal. I read the Bible. I pray to God in the morning. That's what I do. That's my solitude in the morning. It's not something that I'm trying to do. That's something I do. Because what else would I do? You change your identity. You all of a sudden, you attach your identity to these actions and these habits that you want to implement. And all of a sudden, you start doing it more freely. Not only do you have the system set in place, but you also have the mindset, the identity shift for you to do these things effortlessly. And now there is no resistance. You just do these things because you like doing it, you like leveling up, and you enjoy these things. Self-improvement doesn't have to be this dark, monk mode, hood over your head, I'm a lone wolf, nobody talk to me sort of thing. It doesn't have to be miserable. It doesn't have to be unenjoyable. You can enjoy self-improvement. You can enjoy leveling up and getting better and setting systems. You can enjoy it, learn to enjoy it by switching your identity to, these are the things I do and I enjoy them because they give me fulfillment, because they help me level up, because that's what I want to do. So change your identity, set those systems in place. And if you like what I do here and want to have more conversations about setting systems and how to really put this in your own life, you can actually book a one-on-one call with me in the link in the description if you are interested. But other than that, continue your journey and keep moving forward.